when the show started, you and your stepmom weren't really getting along. Now, you guys were together obviously before the show started. So was this something that was building up for a while?
Well, yeah, me and her weren't getting along when we did the casting. And it had been about, actually, it was because I found out I was pregnant November 12th on his birthday is when I got pregnant. I'm sorry, I found out November 28th when Paul Walker passed away that I was pregnant. And then me and his mom got into it roughly around December. And we just basically fell out, you know. And then when they did the casting, they had asked us what was going on, anything. And we were like, well, he was like, well, she's not getting along with my mom. And I'm like, great. Now they're going to run with this. And he hadn't been talking to his mom either for like 2-3 months, you know, because of how she had treated me. And, you know, and the fact that I was pregnant and she knew I didn't have any family out here, you know, and he was like, you're supposed to be like the mom that is supposed to be helping her. But she was just in her ways and, you know, felt a certain way about me. And then the show basically just was like, okay, well, this is a story we want to capture. And the very first time you saw us, when she said, well, I don't like you, was literally the first meeting I had seen her within 4.5 months. Wow. 4.5, 5 months. I hadn't seen her.
I mean, how did you feel when your mother-in-law is going at you like that?
You know, initially it made me feel some sort of way, but I'm a very open person. I'm a very honest person, and I respect Omari's mom because that's his mother, you know, and I love him, so I'm never going to disrespect her. But I also feel like you're not going to disrespect me either. So I tend to hold my ground and say how I feel. And, you know, for her, it's kind of a problem because some of the girls that he's talked to or dated kind of tend to be more, you know, quiet or you know, they don't really say their piece, and that's not me.
Gotcha.
So we kind of bumped heads because she disrespected me, you know, and I was like, well, look, you're not going to talk to me any old way. Like, you are his mom, but I'm also his woman. So it was like some boundaries we had to set, and, you know, we figured it out.
I remember there was this one scene where the three of you were kind of arguing, and his mom said something like, you've never done anything for me. And he's like, what? Like,
oh
and
my
then
gosh.
there was a cut scene where it said, like, I remember buying her a few houses.
Yeah.
How many houses did Omarion bought his mom?
Honestly, I don't really like to ask certain questions, but I mean, it has been a couple.
Okay.
And, you know, I don't know why. Honestly, when she made that comment when we were in the house, I was kind of like, wow, like, what have you done for me? Like, he still takes care of you. He still pays your bills. He still makes sure that you're okay. So it kind of was like mind blowing for all of us. Like, after that, literally it was like, okay, guys, we need to take a second, because it started getting really like heated, you know?
Yeah.
But I don't know. Sometimes I think that Miss Leslie just likes to just talk, or she gets in her ways where she's just upset and she doesn't know what she's saying. That's what I want to believe. I don't know.
So Omarion has been supporting his mom basically
since he was 14.
Since he was 14. Mm-hmm. Wow.
Yeah, but his mom was working as a hairstylist for a lot of people in the industry. She was making her own money and things like that. But, you know, she was also the type of mom, because she had him when she was young, you know. Yeah. She wanted to be... How
old was she when she had him?
16.
16, okay.
She wanted to be a part of what he was doing and making sure that he was okay on the road.
Okay.
So she decided to take her hairdressing stuff on the road. And that's when she would do hair for like R. Kelly people and, you know, Kirk Franklin and all that stuff, where you heard her say on the show, you know, and she would do it for B2K. She would braid their hair and all sorts of stuff. And then it just seemed like, you know, she kind of just stopped. But that's why she feels like she sacrificed a lot, was because she gave up that to be on the road with him. But at the same time, you know, you're still a mom, and that's your title, and it's always going to be your title. So,
sure. You
know what I mean? Even though you feel like you gave up your life, it was still your choice, you know? So I don't know.
What was your relationship like with your mother-in-law after you had your child?
It was totally different. It like went back to like us before the whole blowout happened between me and her. It was like when she saw him and she saw the pain that I was in during my labor, she just totally forgot about it.
Now, you know, during the course of the show, you know, social media, you know, occurs, people say stuff or whatever. I guess there was a rumor that Omarion wanted a paternity test.
I don't know who started this rumor.
You heard this though?
Oh, I had text messages, like 10 text messages when I woke up. Like, is this true? Even from my family. I said, are you serious right now? are you guys really gonna ask me if Omari is the father of my child? I went off. I was so upset because I wasn't upset from the outside world. I don't really care about people on the outside, you know, that have things to say. That people are gonna say stuff all the time. But when I had like some of my closest friends reaching out to me saying, you know, tell me this isn't true, it just made me feel a certain way. Because I'm like, you're supposed to know me. Like, of course this isn't true. Like, who else am I having sex with?